Good wonderful morning, United States. Good wonderful evening, Singapore. Good afternoon, Germany. Welcome to Fashion Business Mastermind Q&A, weekly Q&A, your weekly board meeting where you ask important questions and get answers that help you to move the needle in your fashion business. I'm Julia Antufia, fashion inventor and manufacturer, 15 years in business, and your mentor on this wonderful journey. Stay tuned until the end of the Q&A and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have 8 questions today to answer about the fashion business from our members and from people who are thinking about joining Fashion Business Mastermind and grabbing their free trial. So I'll go through these 8 questions. If you have any additional questions, of course, ask them in the comments below. I'll answer them on this live as well. And I have an email sequence review by one of our students that I will do at the end of the Q&A. So let's start. Let me pull up all the questions and we'll go through them one by one. So the first question is by Tammy. Can you run sweepstakes campaign and pre-launch videos together? For all of you who do not understand the question, I would love to make a comment to that. In Fashion Business Mastermind, we have scripts for TikTok videos that an inventor is creating and running in order to build an audience prior to launch. So basically you join Fashion Business Mastermind, you get scripts and you create videos based on these scripts. Sweepstakes, Tammy, is a script number 48. So the answer to your question is yes. You can run sweepstakes campaign and pre-launch videos together. Once you get to the script number 48, you launch your viral sweepstakes with the script. If you are not in the Fashion Business Mastermind yet and you need help with your fashion business, grab our 14 days free trial. Follow the link in my bio or under this video in the description and grab your 14 days free trial in Fashion Business Mastermind. In these 14 days, you will do more for your fashion business than you have done in the past 3 years. This is a fact. Let's go to the question number 2. Cynthia is asking, what are your thoughts on using your personal Facebook timeline to promote your business? I'm talking beyond your Facebook banner and links in your bio. Okay, understand. Using your personal timeline as a communication channel, as a garden in your castle of sales, is a strategic decision. Is it a good strategy? It is a good strategy under a certain condition, and this condition is you grow your friends list to 5,000 people by adding potential and existent clients as your friends. So if you look at anyone who uses Facebook, on average people would have something like 80 to 150 real friends and family in following them on Facebook or being their friends on Facebook. You cannot sell your services, your products, your fashion to your friends and family. Even though all friends and family are always telling us that they will buy everything we do at the moment when we launch, most of the time they do not. So they are not the early adopters. They are the latest followers. At the moment when you get successful with your brand and everybody's talking about you, this is when your family and friends may start buying from you, but not in the beginning. So if you are thinking that you are having 80 friends, 150 friends, and you are going to communicate about your fashion brand on your timeline in order for them to buy, they will not buy, so forget about it. It means that you need to open up your friend list for potential buyers, for your potential clients and for your existing clients. Your existing potential clients, they will read your timeline and buy from you. Hence, you need to grow this group to a maximum amount of people you can have as your friends is 5,000 people. A disadvantage that it brings with it is that you will sacrifice your privacy. It means that you are opening up your Facebook timeline to your customers and your potential customers. If you decide to use your personal timeline as a communication channel, same rules apply to this communication channel as for any other channel. The sales process knows 3 steps called pre-framing, education, and conversion. So you will be in the pre-framing steps, you will create likability, trust, and brand awareness. The pre-framing posts you are going to post on your timeline are personal posts creating likability, product development posts, creating product awareness and likability, social proof posts, creating trust, questions to your followers, creating likability, because the rule is that people like us for all the good things they've done to us, and they do not like us for all the bad things they've done to us. And inspirational quotes and points of view. In the educational step, you are going to explain to your audience why do they need your product. There are 5 types of posts around education. The first one is you educate your followers about the problem and create an awareness of the problem. The second one is you educate your followers about the causes of the problem. The third one is you ignite in your followers the desire to solve the problem and show them the advantages of being problem-free. The fourth type of post is you educate your followers about the methods to solve the problem, including your product. And number 5, you inspire your followers to use your product as a solution. And the third step is the conversion step, is where you present an offer to your followers. So all these different types of posts you would be doing on other channels of yours. You can be doing on your personal timeline, and it does work if you want to concentrate on organic marketing, if you are willing to open up your private space to your potential clients and existing customers. If this all is good with you, if you are willing to grow your friend list to 5,000 people actively, not passively sleeping there. Question number 3 that I have here is very interesting. Is a clothing brand profitable? A clothing brand can be profitable. Most clothing brands are not profitable. To every profitable fashion business, there is a model that has to work. If you do not have a working model, your business will not be profitable. So what do you have to have in your fashion brand in order for it to be profitable? Number 1, you need to have a product that has enough people willing to buy it over and over again. Number 2 is you need to have a product that you can sell in retail at COPL, cost of production landed, times 5 minimum. Better if it is time 8. Even better if it is time 12. The more times, the better. If you don't have a product that you can sell at COPL times 5, you do not start with this product. I know that fashion entrepreneurs who just start out and they produce volumes like, I don't know, 60 pants, of course they cannot hit the number 5, but you need to understand that with the volume of production you are able to hit COPL times 5. You need to have a product like that. If it is absolutely impossible, this is not a viable product. You have to drop this idea. So number 1, product that enough people want over and over again. Number 2, product that you can sell in retail at COPL, cost of production landed, times 5 minimum. Number 3, product that is scalable, that you can scale fast and indefinitely in the perfect world with the growing demand. And number 4, you have to have a skill to sell, skills to grow your brand. So these 4 things. Well, it sounds wonderful, and of course you do have it, and everybody does, but let's dig deeper. Let's take an example of Trisha. Trisha is a fantastic fashion designer. Her clothing has character. She is an artist. So she is by far one of the best. When you see her dresses, you understand what a fashion designer is. And women appreciate it, and they want to wear the dresses, so they are buying dresses by Trisha. Trisha sells custom-made dresses. A client comes to her, she measures the client, or she has the measurements of the clients because they come to her over and over again, and she makes her unique styles tailor-made to the client size. She'd say that enough women want her dresses because women are buying her dresses already, and they want them over and over again. Once they've bought one dress, they're coming back and they're saying, well, do you have another dress for me? Because I also would love to buy it. So there is a demand over and over again. And if I ask Trisha, what is the amount of women who are in your target group, who are who are potential clients of yours, she would say those are 10 million women in USA only. So let's look at the market of USA. She has 10 million women in the USA who are potential clients of hers. Women who purchase her dresses, they love that she is a designer, and they love that it is a tailor-made, and they love that it is made in, because we want to support local manufacturing, right? Everybody wants that. So of course you want to have a dress that's made locally in the United States. I want to have locally made dresses that are made here in Germany. So that's why all these women, so this is made in USA, it's tailor-made, and it is a designer dress. This is why they pay the price that they pay for this dress, right? So far, so good. So let's go to the question number 2. So in here it gets tricky. Does Trisha sell her dresses at COPL times 5? Does she? She sells her products at $250 per dress. So let's see, she said that she has potentially 10 million women in her target group. Times 250, if she sells one dress to every woman in her target group, it is 2.5 billion brand. So let's look into COPL times 5, into her price. We take 250, this is her retail price, we divide it by 5, and we get a COPL, cost of production landed, of $50. So how does it really work? How does Trisha really make her dresses? So it works as follows. She meets the client, she measures the client talks to her and drinks some coffee and wants this dress. A couple of hours pass. Then Trisha goes to the market and buys fabrics. She comes back home and she sews it herself. She does people who are making it for her. She does not outsource anything. She is a one-person company at this point in time, so she does everything herself. And she goes to the market. She buys 3 meters per dress. She needs 3 meters per dress. It is $10 per meter. I'm assuming things here, okay? Because for a designer dress, $10 per meter is like El Cheapo, really. So she spends $30 for fabrics. 50 minus 30 is 20, huh? So 20 is left for everything else. She needs to meet the client, talk to the client, feed the client cookies, coffee, measure the client, sew the dress, make the patterns for this new dress, for this client with the custom measurements. So she is a speedo. In 10 hours she's done. So she only needs 10 hours. 20 divided by 10, $2 an hour. A slave wage, but who cares? Because Trisha would say, you know what? I'm my own boss, so I'm making those dresses myself. It's fine. I still can do. She says it's still COPL times 5, because yes, I pay myself $2 per hour. Okay. I say okay. Let's go to the question number 3. Imagine 1,000 women. Is it scalable? Is it scalable? 1,000 women is standing at your porch tomorrow and saying, I want to buy your dress. And maybe not on this one day, but if these 1,000 women come to your doorstep over a week, over a month time, and all of them want to have your tailor-made, made in USA designer dress. Can you do that? I asked Trisha, can you do that? And she cannot do that because she can make actually maximum something like 20 dresses a month. And she spreads herself thin already. Maybe she can do 30 dresses, but then she'll get ill. That's for sure. So, and okay, but why? She doesn't have to do it herself. She can outsource it. Well, she can outsource it. Pattern making, she can outsource it. Client management, she can outsource everything. But the truth is that there is nobody I know who would sew at $2 per hour. Not to mention to be a customer manager and be a pattern maker at $2 an hour. So I'd say if we being extremely generous, or the generous, it's not like really, I cannot say generous. Let's assume that it costs her then $30 an hour, so her dress is $300 to make then, and $30 per hour, generally speaking, it will most likely cost her more. But let's say it costs her everything, all these activities that needs to be done in these 10 hours are $30 per hour, including overhead and everything, and including, you do not forget that you are hiring people, you're also paying their social. So imagine that you pay $30 per hour, so it's $300 for a dress plus $30 for fabrics, 330 times 5, it's 1,650. So yes, of course, she can do that, she can hire people, but she will need to increase her price to 1,650. Now we go back to her clients and say, do they want to buy this dress at 1,600 over and over again? And here, most likely, most clients will say no. And she will need to probably to change her, because there are clients who want to buy a dress made in USA, designer dress, tailor-made at 1,650. It's no brainer. But these are different people. So she will need to see again whether she has this target group, and she has to change her target group completely. So at this point in time, it's not really working at this point in time. But let's see. Okay, so she will need to find a new target group. So it's not scalable right now. Another step that she can make is that she says, I'm not doing tailor-made anymore. I'm doing ready-to-wear, and I'm not producing in the United States anymore. I'm producing in volumes offshore. She can do that, and it will bring her costs to, so she will be able to sell it at 250, no problem. But then the question is again, do these women want to buy a ready-to-wear dress at $250 that is not made in USA and that is not tailor-made? Still a designer dress though. So she needs to figure out whether her clients want to do it and how many clients. It's probably will be again a different target group or a part of her target group. So at this point, the model as she has right now, it does not work. And I want to invite you to look at your product, if you have a product, and do the very same calculations for your product. Do you have a product that people want, that enough people want over and over again? Do you have a product that can be sold in retail at COPL times 5 at least, or more? Do you have a product that is scalable indefinitely with the demand? And do you have a skill to sell, to grow your brand? Do you have these 4 things? If you have these 4 things, your clothing brand will be profitable. This is my answer. If you need help in your fashion business, follow the link in the bio or under this video and grab 14 days free trial in Fashion Business Mastermind. In these 14 days, you will line out your steps that you will take in the next 12 months. And in these 14 days, you'll do more for your fashion business than you have done in the past 3 years. It's been confirmed by our members over and over again. Let's go to the question number 4. Is a clothing brand worth it? And sometimes I'm being asked, shall I start a clothing brand as a business? So let me answer it in 2 steps. It is easy to decide starting a business when you do not have, when your starting capital is very low or you have no starting capital. Since you bootstrap yourself into it, you think it does not cost much, so hence you cannot lose much. Most of fashion entrepreneurs start with bootstrapping without large capital, so they kind of think that they ease into it, into this fashion business. But let me put 500 grand into your hands. Imagine, let me put you into the shoes of an investor. Imagine that you've been working for a corporate job for quite some time and you have earned a capital of 500,000 and you have it in your hands, and right now at this point in time you're thinking how to invest it. And starting a business is an investment strategy. So what would you invest into? And now think about it and feel it. Like you have 500,000 in your hands and you have different investment strategies. You can go into stocks, you can go into business, and you can go into real estate. So which one do you go into? Is investing into business your first choice? I've done my Google today, and according to Investotopia, only 25% of businesses make it past the year number 15. And this counts for all types of businesses. For my, not clothing businesses only, from our experience with the new fashion designers who start their own clothing business, only 1% of new fashion designers survive, get past the year number 5. Not 15, 5. Most of them file bankruptcy by this time, this 99%, and some survive past the year number 5, but they turn to walking dead, so nothing really happens, and they do not get, there is no growth, there's nothing, they just keep on doing, but the company is not profitable, nothing is profitable, nothing works. It does not count as a business. So only 1% succeeds beyond the year number 5. So is then a clothing business is a business your first choice of investment? If I'm taking the numbers of all businesses altogether, if you know that in the next 15 years you may lose, like you have 75% chance of losing this 500k. And these are the only 500k you've got. It's not like you have a couple of millions lying there. No, you have this money. And when you're thinking about, okay, I have 75% chance to lose it over the next 15 years. And then end up with no business 15 years later. Of course, you will learn a lot, but these are the chances. And are you going to invest into business then? Albeit the clothing business or any other business, are you going to invest into business? Or what do you feel right now? This is a question I'm asking. So, or would you just invest into real estate? Buy several properties, renovate them, rent them out. For these 15 years, get income from the from the rental, pay your mortgage with this rental income, and 15 years later, you'll own the properties that you've bought, and of course, you will also get the capital gain on the growing property price on this property. So you have 500 grand. It's your decision. How do you feel about it? So maybe does it feel like a safer strategy? Because the chance that you will end up with these properties 15 years later is very high, provided there is peace in the place where you purchase the properties. So, or does it feel safer to invest into indexes, for example, that outperform all other financial instruments in the long run? Maybe it feels safer. So if you're asking yourself, is it a good idea to start a clothing business? Is it a good idea to start any business? So think about that. You have 500 grand, here you are, and here are the chances to succeed. Of course, everything involves work. It's not like if you have those properties, you cannot chill down completely. You will need to take care of them. But the question that you are asking yourself is always, is this the best investment for me right now? And there are other investments that are safer than the business, and of course than the clothing business, because clothing business is not the best business. So with this demonstration, I want to show you that investing into business may not be your first choice. Most entrepreneurs that have been struck by an entrepreneurial seizure, this is how Michael Gerber calls it, do not have 500K in their hands to invest. So they start with a much smaller investment that does not feel that much of a problem if you lose it. However, at any given time in our life, having any assets in our hands to invest, we should make the very same decisions that we would make if we would have this 500K to invest. It's the same thing. So, and the step number 2 of my simulation here is that after you've heard that, after you had these imaginary 500K or the real ones in your hands, and you have felt through this investment decision making, if you are still excited beyond anything about starting a fashion business, then you should do it, because the true passion is the driver behind it. The true passion creates vision and creates fun. It is a lot of fun. So if you've listened to it all and say, you know what, it's so boring, of course I want to start a fashion business. A business is driven by passion. If you have the passion in you and you have the willingness to work, you have the diligence to be consequent and to put the work into it, then you can go into a fashion business, because it's a fantastic business to be in. Very risky. So to minimize your risks in your fashion business, what do? You stay away from collections. You stay away from development of gazillions of products. You focus on one single product that gives your clients a transformational experience, a result that brings your clients from where they are, the place of pain, to where they want to be. You focus on development and then sales of this one single product in different colors, if you wish, but one single product. And you grow the sales of this product until you have sales of 25 units of this product on average per day. Once you've achieved that, you may add a second product to your portfolio. You stay away from collections. You develop one product that everybody wants to buy over and over again, that is COPL times 5 retail, or times 8, or even better times 12, or even better times 20. And please, those people, do not come back to me and do not say, this is cheating to do COPL times 5. Open your business, do your work, and then start talking. COPL times 5 is necessary for survival. There is a reason for that. The reason for that is to be able to feed all people in the chain that help you to distribute your products. You're not the only one who gets her profits from retail sales of your product. You have distributors there, you have stores there, you have a lot of parties who are helping you to distribute your product. All of them want to earn money. So COPL times 5 is a must. And if you have COPL more than 5, then you have a safety buffer, and you have more profits in your company, and you have more money to put into advertisement, and you have more money to enhance your product and get even better transformational experience for your clients. So please do not come back to me with this bullshit about times 5. Or you know what? Just don't. So this was the question about the clothing business being worth it. If you are a fashion entrepreneur and you need help with your fashion business, follow the link in my bio or in the description of this video and claim your 14 days free trial in Fashion Business Mastermind. It is a membership program that helps you to focus, get clarity, and finally start booking success in your fashion business. In these 14 days, you will do more for your business than you have done in the past 3 years. This is a fact. Let's go to the question number 5. The question number 5. Photo guy Lucas, hey, good to see you. Does a clothing brand need an LLC? every entrepreneur, I would say, every clothing brand needs an LLC. So why? Because an LLC is a legal instrument to protect the owner from filing for personal bankruptcy. With an LLC, it is a protection mechanism for you. You don't want to, I don't know, drive without helmet. So you don't want to do business without an LLC. With an LLC, you are liable with value of your registered capital. And in the United States, the minimum value for registered capital is almost absent. I'm not saying it's good. In Germany, we have 25,000 euro as a must for an LLC. You have to have a registered capital of 25,000 euro, and you have to be liable with this amount. And your partners, they will check your registered capital, and they will make a decision whether to work with you or not to work with you based on amount of registered capital. But in the United States, as far as I know, there is no must for the registered capital. So it means that it can be very low. And if you are operating as a sole proprietor, then you will be liable with everything you own. Do you have a house? Do you have a car? Do you have any savings, any stocks, anything in your name? If your company goes south, then you are going to lose everything that you personally have. This is why entrepreneurs are working with an LLC, no matter what they do. Of course, there are other constructions, but they always have a legal structure that protects them personally from a total loss. This is the answer to your question. Question number 6. What makes a clothing brand unique? I'd say a transformational experience that your clothing brand gives to your clients. The result that brings your clients from the place where they are, a place of pain, to the place where they want to be. Fashion business is about transformation. We are selling transformation. We are not selling fashion. And your mission, purpose, and your transformational experience, your result that you create for your clients with your clothing, this is the uniqueness of your brand. If you don't have it, it is not unique, and people cannot relate, because fashion does not really sell clothing. It sells transformation, albeit physical transformation, most of the time emotional transformation. Question number 7. What makes a clothing brand successful? I'd say profit. Any company, if you don't have profit, so in order to have a successful clothing brand, you will need to comply with several points. Number 1, you have to have a product that enough people want to purchase over and over again. So there is a product that gives a transformational experience to your clients so good that they want to buy it over and over again. So there is a repetitive demand for your product. You have to have a product that you can sell at COPL times 5, cost of production landed times 5 in retail. Minimum, better times 8 or times 12 or even higher. You have to have a product that is scalable, that you can manufacture in any volumes. You can scale the production of this product with demand. And you have to have a company where you possess a skill to sell, to grow your brand. So you have to be able to do it yourself, or you have to know how to hire people who can do that. If all these 4 points are met, then the company will be profitable, it will be growing, and this will make your clothing brand successful. As mentioned before, a life hack for successful clothing brand is not to smear yourself thin over 240 new products and 2 collections per year, and all the participations in all the fashion shows and in all the fashion weeks, and being at all the agents who are representing you at 30 grand per year, and hiring the PR companies who are presenting you to the agents and stuff. So being very lean, focusing on one product that solves a problem for your clients and gives them a transformational experience, and then growing the sales of this product in different colors, so different variations, but the very same product, until you have 25 units sold per day on average, at least. If you can pull it off, to just focus on one single product for years, and we have clients like that, who would not launch a new product, they would just do this one single product in different colors over and over again for 11 years. Actually now probably already for 12. Can you imagine? So if you can pull it off, this is the best concept. And after you've played enough with this product of yours and you've manufactured it for a long enough time, you can license it out to a manufacturer who will distribute and produce it on your behalf, and you will get royalties, so you don't need to work in your business, and you have your monthly income from your fashion brand. And then you become a true entrepreneur who has set up a business that works for her, and she does not have to do anything in this business anymore. The question number 8 is a very good one. What makes a clothing brand sustainable? A sustainability claim is a message used to set apart and promote a product, process, business, or service with reference to one or more pillars of sustainability. And there are 3 pillars of sustainability. 1 is a social pillar, 2 is economic pillar, and 3 is an environmental pillar. So even if you do not claim any sustainability at launch or right now, you should define a clear strategy for the future. What sustainability standards do you want to comply with in the middle run? Because it is really a matter of time until not sustainable fashion cannot be sold anymore. And we see those changes with other industries right now already, and the fashion industry will follow that. So in fashion industry we see it as well. It becomes more and more interesting for clients to buy sustainable brands, and the governments are also regulating fashion create more regulations for fashion business. But it is not as regulated yet as other industries are. However, it will follow in the near future. So I'd suggest you think about your sustainability strategy. So being sustainable in fashion gives you a mid and long-term competitive advantage and helps you to command higher prices. You know those normal leggings that go at, I don't know, $9.95 at Amazon or something? A pair of leggings. If you have a pair of leggings that people say, well, $9.95, $19.95 something. If you have a pair of leggings that is made out of nylon, that is harvested from the seam, from all those fish nets that are being abandoned in the seam and create ecological catastrophe for our world. So if you create a pair of pants made out of those fish nets, then you can sell this pair of pants at the price point of $120 to $200 a pair. In comparison to a normal standard something at $9.95 or at $19.99. So this is the difference. You can command higher prices. You pay much more for the fabric though as well, because it is not easy to harvest garbage from the ocean. It's very easy to throw it into the ocean, but to get it back, not that simple. So what are the sustainability claims you can add to your portfolio? Let's start with the social ones. Number 1 social claim is progressive manufacturing. Progressive manufacturing means that people who crafted your garment work fair working hours, get fairly paid, and are of appropriate age. So there is no child labor Another term for progressive manufacturing is ethically manufactured by fairly paid team of garment engineer or by fairly paid artisan team, depending on what team it is. Second claim is, let me see, this is a social claim. Second social claim is the support of a certain good cause that is aligned with your mission and purpose, where a percentage of your profits goes towards planting trees, cleaning oceans from plastic, empowering women to get education, or preventing child slavery, to name few. The third social claim that I would love to mention here is a claim of supporting creators. So let's say the claim is 100% original design. In our world, the common practice for big brands is to go shop for samples at the small designer shops and then to copy them and to copy everybody and her mother and copy everything and invest as little as possible in research and development, into design of a new product. So they basically see, they get the intellectual property for all other people. This is why it is extremely important to allow artists who created the intellectual property to profit from that. And if your brand is getting 100% original design, not copy pasting somebody else, this is a big deal. And this is a social claim as well. And this is a sustainable claim as well, since nobody is being robbed in the process. Because taking intellectual property from designers who have paid top dollar to develop it is a robbery. So let's see, the next pillar is the economic pillar. And what are the economic claims? Economic claims are support of local manufacturers. So you can use this claim if you are manufacturing locally. And as mentioned before, for everybody, it would be great if we would have our production of everything locally, because it means very low carbon footprint, nothing goes over the sea or back and forth. You have work, you have employment for local people, so there is a job security. Everybody is happy, and you're not dependent on other countries who can say, well, we don't want to produce for you anymore, and then you have a problem, even though, well, it can be a problem. So a country has an independence, is manufacturing for her own market. If you are supporting local manufacturers, then this is a sustainability claim as well. Economic sustainability claim would be to hold a certain certification that sets you apart from the rest. For example, in the United States and Canada, there is such term as a B certified corporation. This is a very interesting one. In the United States and Canada, there is a B certified corporation certificate. This certificate confirms that your company creates concrete social and environmental sustainability through your products and business operations. So you can research the availability of such certification in your area, request application documents, and see whether you want to apply. And what certifications do you want to apply for? Because this is not the only one, this is an example. Now we are going to the third pillar of sustainability, environment. And what environmental claims can you have? Can you choose to follow? And do you have? Some of them you have to have. You cannot go around most of them, actually. So environmental, they are related to environmental friendliness of your components, longevity of your products, and the carbon footprint. Let me give you some examples. So a claim that your components are free of poisonous substances. So it would sound like no parabens, SLS, petroleum, mineral oil, phthalates, formaldehyde, or synthetic fragrances are used in any of the products I'm reading. Free from azo dyes and phthalates. and so this is a chemical, the harmful substances, right? And you have to have it. You have to have it. You cannot have, I don't know, leggings that have phthalates in it or formaldehyde in it. It does not work because those are cancerous substances. You don't want your people to get ill, your clients. So you have to make sure that that you're complying with these. This is the bare minimum. The next one is that you can opt in for is no animal testing. So there has no animal testing, and there is a cruelty-free product. 100% vegan can be environmental claim. So let's see. What's the most important? What do I think is the most important? Well, no harmful substances, very important. Progressive manufacturing, extremely important. You want people to be fairly paid. You want happy people to craft your garments, and you have to follow the longevity. It has to last a long time. So if you can pull it off and make clothing that can be worn for 20 years, this would be great. This is what I'm looking forward to. So these are the most important components for me. The no poison substances, progressive manufacturing, longevity of the garment, and then everything else follows. So let's go to, we have one review of the email sequence. I'm going to open up my email box. Tammy, I'm going to review your email sequence right now. For everyone who is watching us now, I would love to explain what we are talking about here. When you are launching your, or generally speaking, when you are selling your product, you are following several steps. I've mentioned those steps in this Q&A earlier. I will repeat myself now. So the steps of sales are, so the first one is pre-framing, the second one is education, and the third one is conversion. So if you've asked yourself at least once in your life, why do people not buy something that I'm selling? They do not buy if you miss a step. So if you go to conversion without pre-framing and education, people won't buy. If you start educating them without pre-framing, they will not listen, they will not get educated, hence they will not buy. So you have pre-framing, you have education, and you have conversion. This is how you sell through any channel. You sell like that on your social media, you sell like that in emails as well. In your communication with the client, this is the steps that you follow. So in your launch sequence, you follow the very same steps. Your launch sequence, the sequence that goes out to your potential clients, when you launch your product, consists out of the very same parts. The first is pre-framing, the second one is education, the third one is conversion. The pre-framing part is, there are 3 emails in it. The one is a gift to people, the second one is social proof, thank you for great response, and the third one is where you introduce yourself. So with the social proof in the beginning, you create likability with the gift, you create trust with asking people for help. You get trust with social proof, second email, and then you introduce yourself and you create likability. So this is your first pre-framing step. We have reviewed it during our last sessions, and today we're going into the educational part. These are 3 emails. The previous one are 3 emails mostly. It can be a little bit more. You can have the gift email, social proof email, and then 1, 2, 3 introduction emails about yourself. If you have a lot of stuff to tell people about yourself, you can have 3 emails. I like 1 introduction email. I like to keep it sweet and short. So this is the pre-framing. Today we are talking about the education part and the conversion part. So I have the emails by Tammy here for the education part and conversion part. The education part, let's go into that, consists out of 3 emails. The first email presents the problem and why it's bad to have one. The second email is a paradigm switch that shows to your reader that there are solutions to the problem, and it's possible, there is a problem-free world. And in the third email, you are introducing your product as a solution. So let's, Tammy, I'm opening the first email. This is the email where you present the problem. Have you ever experienced having low self-esteem at any time in your life? What did you do to make yourself feel better? Have you ever lacked self-confidence in general or in certain situations? How did you handle this? I'm going to tell you that you are not alone. Billions of people deal with these issues. As in my previous email, I was one of them. Honestly, I still have my days, but we're all works in progress, right? I've learned how low self-esteem and lack of self-confidence stem from not knowing and accepting who you really are. It's hard to accept yourself, and if you don't know. Tammy McRae LLC was created to help with self-acceptance and confidence through uplifting the spirit with our colors and designs, and I'm so excited to share this with you. Hugs, Tammy. P.S. Stay tuned for my next email where I'll tell you about how to cope with these issues without losing your mind. So, Tammy, the first 5 sentences are good. The sentence where you say Tammy McRae LLC, this sentence is not clear. You have written a lot of stuff in this sentence, and it is it has to be concise and clear. I'm not quite sure whether you should introduce Tammy McRae LLC here. It's generally speaking, you introduce your socks, not your company, and this first email is the problem, creating of problem awareness, not the introduction of your brand yet. So, and the thing is that it is way too much to comprehend. I know what your brand is about, so I can understand what you're talking about, but the person who reads it for the first time, they will not really understand. For the first time you present the name of your company to them, Tammy McRae LLC. Then self-acceptance, confidence through uplifting the spirit with our colors and designs. And I'm so excited to share this with you. So if you want to say that, you can say the first part of the sentence without this uplifting spirits with our colors and designs. This sentence you need to rewrite it. It has at least 3 sentences. It is very long, and I'm feeling that you should not put you should not introduce the brand yet. You can say that this is your mission, so you are on the mission probably to help men with self-acceptance and confidence. But it's not like you would not say that you are on a mission to help. You would on a mission to and then you give them the result, not to help with the problem, but what result is it? To make them confident and to tap them into their creativity. And please, in all this communication, leverage the words that you've used before. So here again, it's very important that you bring this email into a connection with the question that you've asked in the previous email. In the first email, I remember that I've commented that you need to change your question. It should be one question, and the question was something like, "Do you also experience that?" Something along the lines that the society, the pressure of society to conform and to abandon our creativity, so something along those lines, right? So in here, you would be using the very same words as the question that you've asked and they've answered. So it has to be reflected in this email. I would not introduce the Tammy McRae LLC at all, nowhere. I would say that this is your mission to, and then you put your mission statement here. And I'm also excited to share it with you. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to the email number 2. So the email number 1, you need to change one sentence and see whether the first body of the email, which is good, reflects the question that you asked before. Now I'm going to the second email. In the second of 3 in the educational series that gives to your clients the paradigm switch. So you've mentioned the problem, and this is the second one. So what you're saying here is, recently I sent you an email that talked about having low self-esteem and lack of confidence and my struggle with this. My opinion is everyone, whether they admit it or not, has struggled with these issues. So what do you do about it? Is there a solution? You ask. Yes and yes. Hugs, Tammy. In my next email, I will share with you what I did to help myself, and how I'm helping others with this. So here, you have to do more than that. So at this point in time, there is no paradigm shift happening. And what you are having, so basically, look, I'm sitting here and I'm an extremely creative person. And everybody in my surroundings, everybody in my surroundings was telling me that I was trying to normalize me. So at the end of the day, I completely abandoned my creativity, and I'm following the norm, and I'm not feeling myself, right? So what do people do to escape this situation already? And this is the paradigm shift. So what people do? People wear protection jewelry. So they buy some jewelry that has a meaning to them, and they are wearing it as amulet. People do tattoos on their body to protect them and empower them. So what do people to open up their creativity, to get empowered? Tattoos. Ask anybody who has tattoos, why do they have them? You will end up with this explanation. It is a protection mechanism. People go to listen to music to open up the creative spirit. So people do all these things, and this is what do we do? So this is what you say here. You basically, this email is about imagine the world. Imagine the world where we all of us are tapping into our true creativity. And we already, there are a lot of tools that help us to do so. We already are listening to the music that inspires us. We are already wearing jewelry that has a special meaning to us. We are creating wonderful tattoos on our body that helps us to tap into our creativity, or gives us protection, a stimulus to create. So you kind of think of what is applicable to you. So and we do all these things, and but they can it's something that it's not applicable to everybody. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do it. Have a tattoo at a certain place, they can see it, and which inspires them, etc. So because they are working in places where they're not allowed to having tattoos. For example, I'm saying something, I don't even know whether there are places that do not allow people to have tattoos. Probably there are. So sometimes you cannot wear jewelry, you cannot listen to the music that helps you at all times. But there is a solution that can be with you at all times and is acceptable everywhere, and it is a fashion. So this is your email number 2. You are saying that we already are doing different things to help ourselves. So, or did you know that you can help yourself with listening to the music, having a tattoo, having a protection jewelry that inspires you to open up your creativity? What other things are there to open up your creativity? So list them. Maybe it is not applicable to everybody, because not everybody can have a tattoo, or you cannot listen to the music at each and every point in a day. But there is a life hack that you can have with you all the time, and you do not have to permanently have it on you, and you're wearing it anyway every day already, and it is a fashion item. Now I'm going to introduce this fashion item to you tomorrow in my email number 3. In order to be confident on daily basis, you can listen to the music, you can get a tattoo that inspires you, you can have a piece of jewelry that protects and inspires you and reminds you of your own greatness, right? But it's not applicable for everyone, because not everyone can wear a tattoo, and not everyone can wear a piece of jewelry. We cannot listen to the music at any time we want. Like sometimes we cannot listen to the music, most of the time we can't. So what else is there at our fingertips that we can use to remind ourselves of our creativity and greatness every second of the day? And I found a solution. It's a fashion, and it is an item you are wearing every day. And in my next email, I'll reveal this item to you, and you will be saying, what? Oh my God, I cannot believe that. So this is what you write. This is your email number 2. And then in the email number 3, you introduce the socks. The socks is an accessory that a man wears every day. They wear it under, and it is a subtle accessory. They wear it under the pants. So they have the trouser, they have the sock, and when they stand, the sock is not visible, unless they're wearing a short trouser. But in the business environment, you do not wear short trousers. So the sock is not visible. And when they sit down, then their true creativity shows. The sock is visible. And a sock is an accessory. It's allowed to be loud with socks. So you cannot put a tattoo over your face if you want, but you can put a tattoo over your sock. You can have an art sock, and you can put your creativity into the sock. So the third email that you write about this sock. And this is the epiphany that you have. Like, look, we thought you need to listen to the music, and I love listen every day, but you do not write it in the third. In the third, you say it's a sock. So this one accessory that you are wearing every day, that will remind you of your greatness, that will lighten up your day, that will give you the self-confidence each and every time you look at it, is the sock. Something you wear every day. And it is such a little accessory, and you are allowed to be very loud with it, because it is hidden most of the time. So the number 3 one, I've opened it right now in educational series. You are saying, in my previous email, I talked about everyone at some point in their life struggling with low self-esteem and lack of confidence. I myself had a problem for many years with this, but I found out how to turn these negative feelings into positive results. And in this one, you will be talking only about these socks. And at the end of the email, as a solution. So you will say the socks, you can wear them every day. And you are allowed to be loud with the socks. They will remind you of your greatness every day. You can co-create the socks with us. I will say why is the sock such a great accessory. And at the end, I would say tomorrow I'll give you one-time offer of these own socks that we've developed in Empowerment, and to even allow you to be a co-creator and create your own pattern of the socks. So this is your email number 3. Okay, so these are the 3 emails in the educational series. Now I'm going to the open card number 1. The open card number 1 is where you open the card, and this is already the conversion series. So you are saying, dear First Wheel, we are now live for you for the next 5 days. I just opened up special limited time offer for the socks. And for the socks, and I would love to, for the socks and a special membership that allows you to co-create with us. And then I would write probably a little bit more about the offer. So what it really is. So what they really get. I would write it here. And you already have it on your website. It's written out. And then you say, I opened up a little bit earlier. So everything below is good. So everything is good. I would just rephrase the that you've opened the special time offer for your art socks, and the opportunity for them to become a creative member, and then the description of what it means, what they get, and everything else is good. Then you go to the open cart email number 2, and here you say, just want to let you know about our creative membership and the offer that was mentioned in my last email. The creative membership is a sock subscription that's billed every 3 months with this. So the thing is, you see, you need to, when you're writing emails, you need to think out of the what is so exciting about it, and not what the technical things. So the creative membership allows you to co-create or create your own socks. It's not like that creative membership is a subscription that you get that is billed every 3 months. Nobody buys that. They buy the possibility to design their own socks and sell them. And on the top of that, we have a lot of big body of material describing that. You have it on your website. I have done a TikTok on it, on the creative membership. There is a TikTok about your creative membership, so there are words how I would say that. Could you please go back to it and make the presentation of creative membership more inspirational rather than technical? So they get 10% off normal price, free shipping, receive a fresh new design sock every 3 months, and submit your own design. And if you win the competition, your design will be produced and earn royalties from the sale. Oh. You need to understand as well that people do not know anything about it. So if you say if you win the competition, they don't even know what competition it is. So you need to rewrite it. This one. And I would invite you to see how is your creative membership described on your webpage, and also how is it described in the TikTok video that I have on my TikTok channel, which is about your membership. I will share the link with you. So generally speaking, it's all correct, but it has to be really more enticing and more inspirational and less technical in the beginning. The second part is good, but number 4, submit your own design, and if it wins the competition, it has to be written differently. So it has to, like, all designs by our creative members are being voted for by who, and those who win, it will be produced. But we have already it's all written out already. We have this wording already. So this is the OC2. Then you have the social proof email. The social proof email, I would suggest to write a testimonial by a client here. So let me share what XYZ says about our socks. So this D11 should be what a client of yours says, email. And this is a social proof. And then you have the D12, which is frequently asked questions. This is a good email. What we do is we use one question per email. So I suggest you take the most important question for the sales, which is probably about the creative membership, and you only write about the creative membership, and the title of the email is the question, and the body of the email is the answer. So at this point in time, you have several questions and answers in one email. We are using one question and one answer per email, and we are writing a little bit more body to it, not a short answer but a little bit more elaborated, so it is also a sales email. Okay, you have a lot of questions, you need to take one. I would do the creative membership one, and maybe do an in-depth explanation of it, and maybe you have a question about the creative membership and sub questions about it, so I would take one topic and answer the questions about it. So this is the less I have from you. I think others are reminders, so they're very easy.